Let me take you back to September the 1st, 2007, because here at Philip Hoch, that was the last time that Selkirk lost a competitive match at home. Could they retain that unbeaten record? There was a sense of déjà vu once again as Selkirk went 14-0 down early on to 2 converted Watsonians tries. But after that, there was plenty to suggest a Selkirk score was just around the corner. This break from Scott Tomlinson was typical of the kind of play Selkirk enjoy putting together, and the support for each other was a key factor in the way they kept the pressure on Watsonians. With that kind of inventive play keeping the ball alive and causing problems for the visitors, the inevitable try came on 19 minutes. Again, more excellent close support work, picking and driving, and then the final push, which put Sean Crombie over the line. Ross Armstrong converted and added a penalty before the visitors went over for a third converted try by ex-Kelso winger Richard Minto. But then a fortuitous bounce gave Scott Hendry Selkirk's second try. Watsonians wrapped up a bonus point with a fourth try before half-time, again Mike Kerr adding the extras to make it 28-15 at the break. But the second half was all Selkirk. They kept throwing the ball about, playing Watsonians at their own game, and one rather risky pass from Scott Tomlinson almost gave the visitors a free run in. But instead, it set up another attacking move. By now, Watsonians were beginning to employ illegal tactics, and referee Andrew McMenemy had had enough, giving Selkirk penalty after penalty. When Sean Crombie took a quick tap, it caused Watsonians more problems, and time after time they spoiled Selkirk's efforts, taking the law into their own hands. It was always on the cards that a yellow card would be brandished by the referee, and it was. He handed it out to Torry Callender, who spent 10 minutes in the bin. As he went off, the huge figure of Martin Murray came on, and with one man over, the option of the scrum for their latest penalty was the obvious call, with Scott Tomlinson controlling the ball before diving on it. With time running out, Gavin Craig was put away by Guy Blair. No one was going to stop him from there. Mike McVie converted. He also added a late penalty to wrap it up for Selkirk. Selkirk 32, Watsonians 28.
Belief's tremendous in the squad. There's a good spirit there. The guys work hard for each other. I don't know how long we can sort of keep that going, the second half performances. I think we're going to definitely have to improve on things in the first half. I think it was just wrong decisions. I don't think it was anything major. Both teams are fresh in the first half, and to be fair to Watsonians, they're a good outfit. They've got some really pacey backs, and they're dangerous on the break. And I think they exploited our mistakes and maybe some poor kicking really in the first half. We kicked poorly, and it was probably the wrong decision to kick. I think when we kept ball in hand, we were much more effective, and when we started to do that in the first half, that was when we started to get back into the game really. So, and then it obviously rolled into the second half. So yeah, it's something we can work on.
And what must have really pleased you is nilling them in the second half.
Absolutely. It's quite a strong win today. You probably won't see that if anybody was to see it from the sidelines, but it's quite a fairly strong win. So we were into the wind in the first half, and I think our whole game improved in the second half. We were confident. We started to use the possession a bit more effectively. Our kicking was better. Our defence was tremendous second half. I don't think we missed many tackles, and the guys that came on as replacements really showed up well, and it was just a terrific team performance. I'm delighted, really, delighted.
Heriots next.
Heriots next, yeah. I mean, in one game at a time. It's a long season, but we've had a great start, and I think we've set a standard now by winning sort of 4 out of 5 games. So we can't let that slip, and we've got to improve. I mean, all the teams now, as you get into the season, all teams, the match fitness levels go up. Teams improve their style of play, their sort of game plan, everything sort of kicks in, and teams start to get better. So we have to get better as well. So, and certainly our sort of early mistakes in the games, we have to sort of cut that down, and the error count itself has to come down. So yeah, there's a lot to work on, but I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah, I think what it showed today is that we will continue playing for the 80 minutes. We had a wee hiccup last week against Hoyk. We didn't really perform to our best and to our potential. And today, again, not a good start, but it showed again that we can just keep going, keep ourselves in the game, keep within 10 points, and then come the last 20 minutes, we're always going to in with a shot. Definitely a lot of fitness in the overall squad, so it's very, very good to see.
What is it about Philip Hoch, this ground and the crowd and everything else? I mean, that's 13 months now. You're going to October, 13 months undefeated here.
I think from last year, they say that when you start winning, the crowds will start following. And we started last year. The last game we did lose here in the league was bigger, first game of the last season. And as soon as you start winning, the crowd comes down. And this year, I think everyone was a bit on tenterhooks at the beginning of the season. We weren't sure how things were going to go. Managed to get a comeback win against Curry in the first game, and from then we've just gone strength to strength. And again, that's going to bring the crowds in, and the crowds enormously help the players.
And you're up to 18 points now in 5 games. That's phenomenal.
I think if you ask the coaching staff, we're still just trying to ensure we maintain our position in the first division is our overall aim. It's almost a dream for us to come true. If somebody had said we were going to be 5 games in and have won 4, it's absolutely tremendous, and a couple of bonus points along the way, so it's very, very good.
Now next week it's Heriots, never easy at Golden Acre, and obviously a tough battle up front for you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long time, but 10 years or so ago I used to be a Heriots player myself, so I'm really looking forward to a trip back up to Golden Acre. I think if anyone had asked me a couple of years ago, I'd have thought the chance of those sort of things had gone and would be maintained in the second division for a couple of years. I just hope that following on from the win today and from last week at Hoyk, we can go up there in the right attitude, the right frame of mind, and start the game well, and we'll take it from there and see what happens.
Radio Borders is first for rugby, with live and exclusive coverage of the Premiership every Saturday afternoon from 2, and a full rugby roundup every Saturday evening at 5:45. And don't miss the rugby preview on the Friday Sports Show from 6. Radio Borders, first for rugby.